daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.
Welcome, everybody. It's Sunday, the 19th of October. It's about 2 minutes after the Liverpool-Man United game has just finished. And what a weekend of Premier League action, controversy it has been. A very warm welcome on a somewhat rainy Sunday afternoon to all of you who make listening to the Daily Premier League podcast part of your everyday routine. My name's Ken Davis. His name's Nick Britton. What do you make of all that then, Nick? And we've got a lot to talk about.
Well, we have got a lot to talk about. That was an extraordinary game. It was a very entertaining game. Manchester United, the first time under Ruben Amorim that they've won 2 games in a row. It was their first victory at Anfield for 10 years, since the days of Wayne Rooney. And you sense they've got a hoodoo off their back. They played well. I'm not sure they deserve to win the game, but they played well. Liverpool missed some real sitters. But they dug in, they defended stoutly, and, fair play to them. Having conceded a goal late in the game to make it 1-1, they just went up the other end and scored to make it 2-1, where a lot of teams would have settled for that and tried to settle for it. So 100% credit goes to Amorim and the team. I thought certainly for the first half they were the better side. For the first probably hour they were the better side. Then they just kind of sat in a little bit and allowed Liverpool to attack them. Defensively they weren't great. I thought Liverpool got at them pretty easily, but there were lots of last-ditch tackles and blocks and heads and bodies in the way, and bodies on the line, and that's what Manchester United supporters want to see.
It's what it takes. It's what's been missing. Little bit of that grit, a little bit of that determination, a little bit of that, we're going to make it happen. I thought it was an outstanding United performance. I think the other thing to say is they had a plan. They had a plan of how to get to Liverpool. Liverpool have become easier to play against. People have worked Liverpool out a bit. Obviously, the weakness is down the flanks. Vulnerability to set pieces, vulnerability on the transition, overload the back post at set pieces because Frimpong or whoever is there ain't going to do it. And
you only came on in the last couple of minutes.
I know he did, to be fair. I want to come back to Frimpong. Whoever's there in the fullback positions, they're under a lot of pressure. Liverpool have become easier to play against. And guess what? United find themselves 2 points behind Liverpool. Who would have thought that 4 weeks ago? Liverpool find themselves 4 points behind Arsenal. Who would have thought that 4 weeks ago? Arnie Slott has got some very tough decisions to make. Lost 3 on the bounce now. Brentford away next time. Some of the players are just not doing it for him, and he's got to be ruthless.
Well, one of the most interesting things about the game is that having just conceded a goal to make it 2-1, with a few minutes to go, and then, a hefty sledge of extra time. So 84th minute was the goal. There was 8 minutes of injury time. So, 15 minutes still to play. His immediate reaction to letting a goal in was to take off Mo Salah.
Well, it should have happened.
Should have happened about 25 minutes before that.
Minutes.
Yeah, exactly that. He had a terrible game. He was awful.
I mean, we keep saying this about Salah. Yeah. And we keep saying, we're giving him the get-out course, don't we? That says, but he's a great player, can go and score you 3. There's absolutely no sign right now that he's going to do that. And in fact, he's a bit of a liability because of what he leaves behind him and the pressure he leaves down the field in the transition. So, yeah, he needs a couple of weeks on the bench, I think, Salah. So does, by the way, Isak. Yeah,
he had a poor game as well. He looks to me like a player who doesn't quite know what he's meant to be doing. Where does he fit in this system?
Yeah.
He looks a bit lost.
Yeah, he does. And he's still probably not up to prime fitness. There's a lot going on. I tell you what's impressive. Cunha from United.
Yeah, I mean, they missed him, didn't they? In that little bad run they had, they missed him when he was out with a hamstring injury. Now he's back and fit and firing. He adds so much, and Mbeumo adds so much. I like that front 3 to start with. I like Mount on the left of a 3. He's a really good player. He's finding his best form now in a Manchester United shirt because, unlike previous Manchester United managers, obviously Amorim just trusts him and wants him to go and play. And I think Mount is responding to that excellently. He's looking to be the player now that we always hoped he was going to be. So that front 3 I thought was excellent in the first half, really, certainly the first 40 minutes, 35 minutes or so. And they caused Liverpool a lot of problems. And, of course, getting that very, very early goal in the opening couple of minutes really, really helped them.
Yeah, Liverpool are so vulnerable. I mean,
They look terrible. I mean, funny enough, we've been sort of talking about. I mean, you've already talked about the flanks. You know, Kirkus on one side, Bradley on the other today. We've been talking a lot about Konate. Konate had a very good game, but just when they didn't need Konate to have a very good game, and Van Dijk then to have a bit of a stinker, because I thought he was shaky. He was getting dragged. Certainly, first half, he was getting dragged out all over the place. He didn't know whether to stick. He didn't know whether to twist. He didn't know whether to follow Mbeumo around. He just didn't really know what to do, and that was, I thought, his worst is probably too strong. It was his weakest game for a little while, I thought, Van Dijk.
Yeah, it's a really interesting one. A couple of things to finish off on this, which just want to talk about. Obviously, Amorim has just experienced his greatest moment, I would imagine, as a Man United manager. Do you think this will be the turning point? Do you think when people look back on Amorim in 3 years' time, where he's successful, he's still there at Man United, they'll think this was it? Because there's often is a thing you can look back on and say, that was it. That's when it all fell into place. That's where he got it together.
What was really encouraging, I think, about the Manchester United performance is the amount of work the players were willing to get through for each other. That the team spirit today, and that's not always been the case, but the team spirit today was absolutely brilliant, I thought. Yeah. Really, really good. And they were defending for their lives. They were putting bodies on the line. They were supporting each other and backing each other, all of those kind of things. And that's not always been the case with Manchester United of late. So something's happened. And yeah, look, if they go on a run now, if this is the springboard to the season, yeah, they'll absolutely go and point to this game and go, this was the turning point. However, I'm not quite sure they're there yet. I think we need a few more performances and a few more wins before we can start to say that, because I'm not sure they're out of the woods in terms of just how the season is going just yet.
No, you're right. It's a very, very small sample size. One swallow doesn't make... Two swallows now don't make a summer. But, it's something to build on. One of the things that no one said at all today is players don't understand the formation. Players don't understand the shape. Players don't understand their roles. It looked like they did understand their roles. They did understand their shape. And they were playing with confidence within it.
And because of that, they caused Liverpool loads of trouble.
Loads of trouble. I
still think they've got defensive problems. I mean, I thought Liverpool got behind them far too often. I thought
Liverpool should have won, really. It should have been 4-2.
Well, I think it should. Look, Gakpo missed that absolute open goal at the end, which would have made it 2-2. And I think 2-2 probably would have been nobody would have argued with that, would they? I think that's probably a fair result, 2-2 out of that. But football isn't about what's fair. Football's about what happens on a pitch. And Liverpool will look at it and go, well, we shouldn't have let Maguire score. Shouldn't let Mbeumo score. There were other chances, but Liverpool hit the post about 3 times as well. So it's not a disaster for Liverpool in a one-off game, because in any other game you replay that and they score maybe 4. Yeah, because three of Gakpo's efforts, or how many times he hit the post, then one of them will go in. So I think for Liverpool, you just go, okay, you're obviously in a bit of a slump at the moment. You've got work to do. For Manchester United, you say, okay, good, well done. This is massive. Make sure it remains massive. Build on it. Don't let this go to waste. Don't let this moment go to waste. Don't let this feeling go to waste. And use it to keep inspiring and keep working and believe. Just believe a bit more in yourselves.
How many times this season have Liverpool conceded 2? I mean, it just seems to happen every week. It can't be, because they've conceded 11 goals in 8 games. But they seem to come in twos. Just as a comparison, Liverpool conceded 11, Arsenal conceded 3. That's the story of the season for me. Liverpool's inability to defend.
That's fine. Yes, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. Just one thing finally on this, and I've been looking at some of the Liverpool supporters' comments on Twitter and X and things. It's the tide's turning against Slott, in a very, very major way. The first time I've seen people saying, right, it's time to get rid of Slott. He won the league last year. Wasn't his team. Was not his team. This is Klopp's team. As soon as you've got Slott's team, we're mid-table.
Well, they're not mid-table. They're 4th. It's just utterly ridiculous. I mean, is this it? So we've got revenge, so now we're going to turn on Arnie Slott.
No, I'm just the messenger.
Well, I don't give any credibility whatsoever to X and people who post on it, they're just morons half of them, brainless half of them, and most of them don't even understand football. I don't give them any credibility at all. I think if you were to look at the more sensible kind of Liverpool fan sites or something like that, where you get a bit of common sense in there, then let's see what they're saying. But to the idea that you're now going to get rid of Arnie Slott because they're fourth and 5 points behind, not 5 points, 4 points behind leaders Arsenal, is utterly, it's just nonsense. I'm not even going to go there. Forget it. Move on.
So let's move on. As Arnie Slott knows, it pays to get your seam selection right. And here at Global Sports Podcast Network, we spent a lot of time selecting our delivery partner. We chose Zencastr, and Zencastr makes it easy to bring your vision to life. Share it with your audience, wherever they may be. Now, it's got 4K video recording, it's got easy AI editing tools, and top-tier distribution tools, all in one place, all on one platform. Makes it really easy. So if you've got a story to tell it with Zencastr. Check the show notes for more details. You won't regret it.
Your daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.
Okay, moving on. In what has been an astonishing week 8 in the Premier League. Premier League is great, isn't it? It just keeps on delivering week after week, game after game. There's always a story. There's always controversy. There's always something to talk about.
I feel we've had a season's worth of stuff already. I think we've had a season's worth of stories, a season's worth of excitement, a season's worth of talking points, and we're only 8 games in.
I know. It's a great season to be launching the Daily Premier League podcast because literally every one of these could be about 3 hours long. Right. So let's move on to what I suppose was the big talking point yesterday until the Liverpool Man United game's kind of overtaking it a little bit and it's a bit more immediate. Forest Chelsea. So I was kind of listening to it. First half, I was thinking, oh, Forest are good. Forest playing well. In fact, Chelsea look a bit all over the place. Caicedo's on the bench. Midfield looks lightweight. Forest are kind of running through them. Forest are about to score here. They're probably going to win this 2 or 3-0, maybe 2-1, 3-1. Then half time comes and 2 different teams come out. What was really interesting, I loved what Maresca did there, making those 3 changes at half time, brings Caicedo on, makes a massive difference. And suddenly, Chelsea looked fantastic and Forest looked scared to death. Take it from there, Nick.
Well, I think that's a very accurate summation of what happened. Of course, Chelsea scored 3 goals in the second half. The two came straight after half-time on 49-52, which killed the game stone dead with 20 minutes to go. So even when it was only 2-0, Marinakis got up and left the ground. And at the final whistle, a few moments after the final whistle, he got one of his little minions to sack Ange Postecoglou. And that was the end of that. So
after Postecoglou had been in the dressing room doing the post game with the players.
Yeah. So 10 games for Ange, no wins. He is the shortest serving manager in Premier League history by 1 day, and what looked like an interesting appointment at the time has come to an end. And it's just a circus, that place. It's an absolute circus. And Marinakis is going to undo all the good work that the club had done under Nuno in getting them into Europe, because what's going to happen now is they'll go for somebody like Sean Dyche, who will keep them up, and he probably will keep them up. But then what? He's never going to take you into Europe, so you need another coach. This decision, in my opinion, to get rid of Postecoglou has set the club back 2 years at least.
Well,
and even more if they get relegated into the Championship.
Decision to get rid of Nuno starts to look absolutely stupid. The decision to run on the pitch in the Leicester game last year and berate Nuno. I mean, we said it at the time. These are the pivotal moments that you look back on and say, that's where it went wrong. We said it that weekend. This is where it'll go wrong. It's gone wrong ever since. Absolutely nightmarish. They've become a toxic club. I want to come back to that idea. Just a word, though, before we move on to Postecoglou. A couple of observations of the game. I was surprised just how fast the air went out of Forest. It's like they deflated. Obviously, 2 quick goals. It's going to take It's going to take the wind out your sails. But they just, after that, they never really look like they're ever going to. They're interested in coming back into it.
Yeah, lack of belief, lack of confidence. I think that sort of reading some of the media and journalists in the light of what happened, the players didn't believe in. Some of the players didn't believe in what Postecoglou was doing. I mean, look, Gibbs White did a big interview not long ago saying how much they bought into him and how much it was great and they're going to win stuff and it's all good. And now we're hearing, well, maybe it wasn't. Maybe that's not the case. I don't think they threw in the towel. I just think they any team that hasn't won a game for 9 games is going to be lacking in confidence when you let a goal in. It's straightforward. We see it all over the place in football. All over the place. Confidence is fragile. And when you're on the front foot at home and you're playing well, it's great. But when you're letting a goal and go behind, it's very, very easy to just for your confidence to shatter because you then go, oh, well, how are we going to get back into this game? We haven't won a game for 9 games. We're not scoring goals. And it just becomes difficult. And when a second goes in before you've even had a chance to recover from the first, that's it. It's the end of the game.
It really felt.
That's it. I mean, that second killer goal didn't give Forest any opportunity to respond.
The interesting thing is, and we're going to come to this game, when Palace went 2 down, I never for a second felt they'd given up. I felt,
but they're the opposite, aren't they? They're the opposite of Forest. They're a team full of confidence and a team that's playing really, really well, and a team that's only lost 1 in 20 games now.
The other thing just to mention is that second half by Chelsea was really impressive. I thought they were right on the front foot. I thought they were really assertive. I thought they were energetic, full of energy, full of athleticism, full of desire. Great, well done, Maresco, for making that amount. 3 changes at half time. You don't often see that. That says something about his ambition, I thought.
Yeah, I thought so. And it's good management. Well, it's either good management or an acceptance that he got it wrong in the first place. Yeah, one or the other. But listen, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether he got it wrong in the first place. The thing is, he did something about it. And that's the most important thing. Yeah. And fair play. They looked a lot better. Disappointed that João Pedro didn't score. I put him in my fantasy league team about 4 weeks ago. And he hasn't scored a goal since. I'm going to have to get.
Why?
I know. I'm getting rid of him.
Why? Yeah. What you need to do, Nick, is get rid of Haaland.
No, I think I'll keep Haaland. I had Mateta in the team. I'm going to bring back Mateta. I love Mateta.
Yeah, Mateta. We've got to talk about Mateta in a minute. One other thing, and then I want to just talk about potential Postecoglou replacements very quickly because I want to do a deep dive on this tomorrow. But what's going on with Chelsea's ill discipline?
Another red card. Yeah,
another red card. That's 4 and 5 if you include the one Maresca got in 6 games. I mean, is this seems to be? Is this just a anathema, or is this a thing? Is there a problem with discipline with Chelsea?
Well, they only had 3. There were only 3 people booked, and Gusto got his second on 87. Estavio got his on 89, and Roberto Sanchez, the goalkeeper, got his on 95. So they're all very late. They're all late yellows. So it's not like Chelsea are a team lacking. They're not going around thumping people and getting players sent off early in games, other than, of course, Robert Sanchez at Old Trafford a few weeks ago. So I don't think so. I think they're just a bit clumsy. It's one of those.
Yeah.
They probably are. It smacks of ill discipline, but I think when you actually do look under the cover of it all a little bit, I think it's just one of those things. It's so easy to get booked these days, and probably a bit of player stupidity. Once you're a yellow, then don't make a stupid challenge and get yourself sent off. It's probably that, but I don't think it's widespread, endemic in ill discipline in the team.
A little bit of over enthusiasm.
Well, I just think. I mean, they're a very young team. I think they're just lacking experience. Some of these players, I think, just a bit over eager.
Yeah. Interesting. Now, obviously, what's happened at Forest, that's on Marinakis. It's on Marinakis. Managers are not going to fancy this, are they? Do you think Marinakis has made Forest a toxic managerial role? And people are going to say, I'm not that interested, thanks.
No, why would you go there? I mean, honestly, it made me laugh when I saw that they were trying to sound out Marco Silva at Fulham.
Yeah.
Why would you? He's doing a great job at Fulham. Why would you leave there to go to a place? It's like becoming manager of Watford. You last about 6 weeks and you lose, you win 5 games, but you lose 1 and then you're sacked. It's absolutely crackers, that place.
The only reason was 2 reasons. One, you're paying a stupid amount of money, but that shouldn't be enough. the second thing, he's worked for Marinakis before. He won the Greek Super League with Olympiakos in 2015-16.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I'm not saying he should go. He'd be mad to go.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, there's an interesting piece in the Times today saying, sort of alluding to the fact that Marinakis essentially is just swayed by the fans, just does whatever the fans want to do, and therefore when all the fans want him out, they just want him out. He goes and gets rid of him. Now, that's no way to run a football club. And I just think he's making a complete hash of it. So the only people he's going to employ are people who don't have jobs at the moment. Because even if I don't have a job, I go, well, do you know what? I fancy getting a 3-year contract, lasting a couple of months and getting a massive payoff and going to sit on the beach for another 2 years, which is inevitably what will happen. So it's a very attractive job because it's in the Premier League. And any manager worth their salt wants to manage in the Premier League. But you go there with your eyes wide open. Open. And I don't know. I mean, look, if Forest's number one target is Marco Silva, I just wonder what on earth would be going through Silva's mind. Why would he want to go there? Give me one good reason. It's not like Man United or a team that's going to win something more than the team that you're at. Fulham have got just as much chance of winning anything as Forest have.
Oh, way more, I would say, right now.
It wouldn't make any sense to me at all.
No, it wouldn't make any sense to me. Stranger things have happened. I know
they have. Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised when Ange turned up there, to be honest, after what had happened to Nuno, because the writing was on the wall. The Edu, we don't know the Edu situation. The writing was on the wall with Marinakis then, and still Ange said, "Yeah, I'll have a go," and this is where we are. Okay, so we'll talk about that in a bit more detail tomorrow, though, because it's a fascinating subject. Forest should be an attractive proposition for a manager. They're just not, and we all know the reason why not. So, Global Sports Podcast Network is partnered with Bioniq, the world's most personalised supplements, because your body's unique. And without knowing what deficiencies you have, taking off-the-shelf supplements might mean you're not getting enough of the nutrients you need. You may be getting too many of the ones you don't need. Now, Bioniq provide 100% tailor-made supplements designed to deliver precisely what your body needs at exactly the right levels. So no guessing involved. So click the link in the show notes. If you use the code GSPN 2025, you'll get 40% off your first order.
Your daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.
Okay, I'm going to finish this episode off by going from the ridiculous to the sublime. Rather than the other way around, which was the game Palace with Bournemouth, which we trailed as a potential classic yesterday when we were going through our predictions. By the way, I shouldn't let the opportunity slip of
I know what's coming. Let's just get on and talk about this game. I haven't got long. Go on, hurry up.
I shouldn't let the opportunity slip of bringing to your attention.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares about this.
Of the 9 games that have been played, 7 predicted correctly by yours truly, a meagre 3 by Nick Britton. So
that is pathetic, isn't it?
That is absolutely minging, as they say.
I'm just trying to work out the ones that I got right.
You've got Man City winning, Sunderland winning, Arsenal winning away. There was the obvious.
I told you Sunderland would win, and you just weren't having it. See, it shows you what you know about football.
I was getting stuff like Brighton at home winning, Chelsea away, United away, Villa away.
You never said United were going to win. Right. You never said United were going to win, but I'm not having that.
Yes, I did.
No,
there it is, everyone. There it is.
No, you predicted a draw.
I don't think so, mate. Right. But Palace Bournemouth. I predicted a draw. Obviously, that's what happened. You predicted a home win.
Which by the way, is what should have happened. That's what should have happened.
Yeah, the last 10 seconds.
It
was a classic.
It was great. I was lucky, I was lucky enough. Player. Yeah, Mateta's brilliant. I was lucky enough to be in London yesterday. And although I couldn't go to the game because it was sold out, my sister went to the game because she's a big Palace fan and joined me in the pub afterwards. Gave me a full rundown. And it was a thrilling game. She had a great afternoon's football. Mateta, goodness me, a hat-trick. I mean, he's got the match ball because he's got a hat-trick. He should have to give the match ball back for missing a hat-trick of three chances, the last of which was the last kick of the game at 3-3, where he's ballooned it over from about 5 yards out. And it's just slightly more, 7 yards out. It was just like,
between the 6-yard box and the penalty spot. No one around him. Side put it anywhere he wants. Whacks it into row F.
It was a bouncing ball, to be fair. It was kind of shin high. But
you would have scored that, Nick.
And he had chances before. He was brilliant. He's unplayable. He's unplayable when he's in this world. He really is. He's quick. He's dogged. He runs and runs. He does the channels. He does the dirty work. And he's got a brilliant touch. He's got a brilliant goal sense. I mean, he's every centre-half's absolute worst nightmare when he's playing like this.
Palace are not missing Eze, are they, in the way I thought Palace would miss Eze?
No. And you know what? I mean, I think that's a really interesting point. That's a really interesting point because they were late into the transfer market to buy replacements. Literally the last couple of days after Eze went, and they bought in Pino, and he's done a really good job. Yeah. And also Ismaila Sarr, who had a very good season last season, has continued to step up.
Do you think Sarr has been released because Eze's gone? If you like, Sarr stepped up into a more.
He might feel he's the star of the show now. He might have felt that he was living in Eze's shadow a little bit.
Yeah.
Even though he wasn't. But he might feel like, okay, I've got broad shoulders here. I can do this. So I think those three. And of course, Adam Wharton coming back into the team, I think is massive. Yeah. Kamada, after a difficult first season last season, has really settled into that midfield. Munoz is one of the best wing backs in the Premier League, without a doubt. Another assist for him yesterday. So and that back three of Richards, Lacroix, and Gay, he just play every game. They just play every game.
They're really
settled back three and the goalie behind him with Dean.
Well, hats off to Bournemouth.
Brilliant.
Iriola doing. I mean, just two great teams, great managers, attacking flair, absolutely going for it. No hesitation to keep going for it. Just thought it was a fantastic advert for the Premier League. From two until now, relatively unsung teams that are just smashing it.
And what a day for Eli Krupi, 19 years old. It's his first Premier League start. Gets 2 goals to put Bournemouth 2-0 up. What a great day for him. Fantastic.
Yeah. Slightly disappointed it ended in a draw, only because I wanted one of these teams to end up second or third or something like this. Well,
I think it would have put Bournemouth temporarily top.
Yeah, it would have put them top until the Arsenal game. Yeah, it would have put them top.
I think the draw. I think it's the right result. I'm disappointed it ended in a draw because I just didn't want the game to end. Full stop. Yeah. I think I just wanted to play for another 2 hours and see what happened. It was that good.
It was an absolute classic. If you get a chance to see the highlights, if you've not seen it, watch it. I mean, they're long highlights. There were a lot of highlights. So that's it. So that's been week 8. Well, it's been 90% of week 8 because there's still the big one to come. The West Ham Brentford game that we are all sitting on the edge of our seats waiting for the 0-0 draw there. But that's been 9/10 of it, and it's been an amazing 9/10. And I hope you're enjoying the journey through the Premier League, the ups and downs, the glory and the despair of the Premier League that we've been witnessing over the course of the last 8 weeks. It's been amazing. So join us tomorrow. We'll have a deeper dive into potential replacements for Ange, by which time they've probably been appointed and sacked. So we'll be talking about their replacement.
So no win for Wolves still, by the way. 0 wins, 8 games.
Wolves, they started to look a bit. And we were talking about these next 2 games were the big games for Wolves. Well, we've had one of them, and it didn't go very well, did it? Sunderland played well, though.
Yeah, no, they did. And they're good at home. I think that stadium of light atmosphere, that stadium light performances, that's gonna see them okay this season.
I think it will. So we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, Nick, for your insight, for your focus, and your punditry of the very highest quality.
It's always a pleasure, Kenny. Always a pleasure.
See you next time.
Your daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.